Welcome y'all to Robin on the Farm. Today I'm making a simple loaf of butter bread. I've actually shown you how to make this using your bread machine, but today I'm going to make a couple loaves using my stand mixer. Now I'm going to use my Nutrimil RT stand mixer, but you can use any stand mixer just the same. You can use a KitchenAid, a Bosch Universal, you can use a Zacme, whatever kind of stand mixer you have, it will work for this recipe. So let me just show you exactly how to put this recipe together. It's a simple one and it is so good. It's such a rich, buttery, delicious loaf of sandwich bread. First, we want 1 cup or 240 grams of warm water. You want this to be about 100 to 110 degrees, perfect for your yeast. I'm just gonna pour this right on into the mixing bowl of my stand mixer. So 1 cup or 240 grams. After the water, now we're gonna add some warm milk. This is a half a cup or 120 grams of warm milk. I like to use whole milk, but you can use skim milk, 1%, 2%, or you can use any kind of nut milks or a milk alternative. That'll work just fine too. Next in this bread recipe, we're gonna use 2 large eggs. Just put them right on in there with everything else. It is best if you use room temperature eggs, but if you're in a hurry, straight from the fridge will work just fine. I have to show off these beautiful eggs that my laying hens are giving us. We're getting beautiful blue, green, and brown eggs. I love this time of year. Okay, our next ingredient that we want for this butter bread is some melted butter. This is 8 tablespoons or a half a cup, which is a whole stick of butter. This is 113 grams of butter. This is butter bread, so it's nice and rich. It has a lot of butter in it, but that's what makes it so good. So add that entire stick of melted butter right on into your stand mixer. I'm using salted butter, but you can also use unsalted butter for this bread recipe. Next, we want some flour. Now, I got out my scale and I weighed my flour, but either way, you want 6 cups of flour or 720 grams of flour. Now, this is bread flour. I like bread flour because it has a higher protein content. You're gonna get a better rise, a different kind of chew when you use bread flour, but you can also use all-purpose flour in this recipe. But I'm gonna add 6 cups or 720 grams of flour. I'm just gonna add this right on into my mixing bowl with everything else. See, homemade bread is easy to make and people think that it's hard. It's really easy. So I'm just gonna add all of this flour. Now, even if you weigh your flour, bread dough is really affected by your climate, the humidity, the weather outside. So even if you weigh your flour to the exact gram or measure exactly perfectly, you're gonna have to read your dough. You're gonna have to look at it once it starts mixing, maybe add a little bit more flour or a little bit more water and just adjust from there. And then if you do that, you're gonna get great homemade bread. And it's really easy to do. I'll show you exactly what it should look like when we get to that point. Now it's time to add the yeast. I'm using this Saf Instant yeast. I'm gonna add 3 teaspoons or 9 grams of the Saf Instant yeast. Now, if you watch me, you know that I like to buy my yeast in bulk like this. Usually I'll buy a 1 or 2 pound package, leave it in the freezer, get it out right in time to make bread, and your yeast is gonna stay good and viable and it'll give rise to your bread. Way better if you do that. You can also keep it in the fridge, but I just prefer to leave it in the freezer. You don't have to let it come to room temperature or anything like that. Now it's time to add the salt. This is already the last ingredient for this really easy butter bread. Now I'm gonna use 2.5 teaspoons of salt. That's about 9 grams. I love using this Redmond's Real Salt. It's this beautiful, kind of a pink colored North American ancient fine sea salt. You can use any salt that you want though. So 2.5 teaspoons. Now, if you used unsalted butter, you might want to use 3 teaspoons, but this bread is going to turn out either way. As long as you have a little bit of salt, it's going to taste good. I just over poured. So that's why I say don't measure over your mixing bowl. So 2.5 teaspoons right on into your mixing bowl. Now that I have all of my ingredients in my mixing bowl, I'm gonna get this mixer turned on to speed 1 or just a low speed. Let all of those ingredients get incorporated, and then I'm gonna check on my ball of dough. If it's looking too wet and sticky, I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour. If by chance it's looking really kind of crumbly and dry, then I'll add just a little bit more water. But I'll show it to you then. I let the ingredients from my butter bread mix up, get incorporated just for a minute or two, and then I checked on my ball of dough. Such an important thing to do in bread making. Once I was sure that it wasn't too wet, not too dry, now I can confidently let my dough knead. So I'm going to turn this mixer on and let this knead for about 8 minutes. You want to let your dough knead on speed 2 or 3 for most stand mixers. It's a 2 on my Bosch Universal Plus, my Zacme, my KitchenAids, and on my Nutrimil Artiste. It has more options, so I let this go at a speed 3. Okay, I'm going to let this knead for 8 minutes and I'll show you the dough after that. I've let the dough for my butter bread knead for 8 minutes. Look at this fantastic dough. It is rich, it's buttery, it's nice and light, it's not too dense, it's soft, it's tacky, not too sticky, and this is exactly what you want your dough to look like at the end of kneading. Okay, now you can leave it in your mixing bowl and just cover it, or I'm just gonna put it in this other bowl. So I'm gonna just throw this in a bowl. I'm just gonna cover it with a tea towel, and I'm gonna let this rise for about an hour. Totally depends on your elevation and how warm your home is. So plan on about 45 minutes, even to an hour and a half. You want this to expand and become puffy. Doesn't necessarily have to double in size like you always hear, but I'm gonna let this sit here for about an hour just on my countertop, and I will show it to you when it's ready to shape into a loaf. It's been about an hour and the dough for our butter bread has been rising on the countertop. Look how gorgeous it looks. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, I hate doing this part because it looks so pretty right now, but you wanna punch down your dough. Punch it down, deflate it. Not the same anymore, is it? Okay, now I'm gonna turn this out from my bowl. Oh, this dough is so nice. Okay, I'm gonna press it out a little bit. And now I'm gonna divide it in 2 because I'm making 2 loaves of bread. Now you can eyeball it like I usually do. One loaf will probably be a little bit bigger, one will be smaller, but that's okay. Or you can get out your scale and you can weigh these and get them perfectly sized, but I'm not gonna do that today. Okay, so now I'm gonna press out this half of my dough. You wanna get all of those little air bubbles out of it, really press it out well. And then I'm gonna do the head down, shoulders in method. So I'm gonna pull the head down, pull the shoulders in, or the sides, and then I'm gonna press that out really good with the palms of my hand. And then I'm just gonna roll it up into a nice tight log. Make sure you shape your loaf really well, or you might have holes on the inside. You don't want that. So once you get it rolled up, then you just wanna press those seams together, press them together really well, and then it'll stay together and not burst apart while it bakes in your oven. Okay, pat it out really good. Okay, now I'm just gonna plop this into my cast iron loaf pan. I love my cast iron loaf pans because they don't have any of those chemicals or coatings to get into our foods. And when you're making homemade bread, you just don't want any of that. So what I did do was I oiled up my loaf pan really well. I poured a couple teaspoons of olive oil inside of my loaf pans. You can see they're nice and shiny, and these are ready for the dough to go into. Now, if you're using something else that's not nonstick, be sure to oil it up, spray it, butter it, whatever you need to do so that your dough doesn't stick, so that your bread doesn't stick after it's baked. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. I'm gonna press it out really, really well. And I'm gonna do the head down, shoulders in, and that'll just give you really good surface tension. It'll give you a really pretty loaf of bread. Just press it out really, really well, better than you think. And then just roll it up into a nice, tight log. There we go. Press those seams together, press the ends together, pat it out, make it a little bit smooth if you can. And that's really all it takes. So I'm just gonna plop it into my loaf pan, and there we go. Now I'm gonna let these rise in the loaf pan for about 30 minutes. This totally depends on your elevation and the temperature of your home again. It could be closer to 20 minutes, it could be closer to 45 minutes, even an hour. but you want to check it and you want to catch your dough when it's about a half an inch to an inch above the edge of your loaf pan. It can go a little bit more, but you definitely don't want to let your bread overproof before you bake it, or the texture isn't going to be good. It's going to be a little bit too soft, too fluffy, and it's going to fall apart on you. So I will show you this when it's ready to go into the oven in about 30 minutes. It's been about 30 minutes and you can see how well these loaves have risen in the loaf pans. It is time to put this into the oven, but I'm going to go ahead and score the top of these loaves. This is actually really helpful to help them not burst while they're baking in the oven. It gives them an expansion point. Plus, it just makes them look really pretty. Now, I normally forget to do this, but I've been doing it lately and I really like how it looks. So if you want to score your dough, go ahead. You want to go down about 1/4 of an inch down into your dough. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. Now, I'm going to throw these into the oven to bake at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. We have 2 gorgeous loaves of fresh baked butter bread, fresh out of the oven. I let this bake at 350 degrees for 34 minutes. Look how good this looks. Oh my goodness. What a gorgeous loaf of bread. Now you can tell that this one's a little bit smaller than this one, and that's okay. This is homemade bread. I like it to look a little bit homemade. Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't the scoring on top a nice touch? I think it looks really pretty. Now I can tell that this loaf is nice and light. It's gonna be fluffy, doesn't feel dense at all, and it is pretty. Smells so good too. Now, I like to turn my bread out of the loaf pans immediately after I get it out of the oven, and then I like to brush them with a little bit of melted butter. This will give you that beautiful shine. It'll give you that good buttery taste. This is butter bread, so we're going all out on it, and it'll give you even softer crust. And then I like to cover them with a tea towel, and that warmth and the condensation is gonna give us even softer crust. So I'm gonna let these cool just for a little bit, and then we'll slice into them and check out the inside. My loaves of butter bread cooled before I was ready to slice into them, so I threw them into one of our handmade beeswax bread bags. You can see that they're large enough for 2 loaves of bread. You can find those on my website, robinonthefarm.com, along with the printable recipe for this butter bread. Now I am ready to slice into this butter bread and enjoy a piece. And I wish that you could smell these loaves of bread. I can smell the butter, so you know that's gonna taste good. Look at this gorgeous slice of bread. That is a fantastic crumb. The texture looks absolutely perfect. Let's just tear into this piece of bread so that you can see how nice it is. Look at that. Soft, fluffy, perfect for a sandwich. This butter bread was super simple and fast to make using the stand mixer. Now I've also showed you how to make this using your bread machine. So if you'd rather make this loaf of bread in your bread machine, be sure to see that video too. Thanks so much for being here with me today on Robin on the Farm. I'll leave you the printable recipe on robinonthefarm.com.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough. With flour on her apron, loving each knead, ground wheat fresh, sowing her seed. The smell of fresh bread rises in the air. Simple life without a care. In Robin's kitchen, dreams come alive. Each loaf of bread a reason to strive. From sunrise to sunset, her heart's on show, working hard.